How many times are you willing to fail before you get the result that you want? I was checking out this, or looking at this story of this certain individual, and he had a certain goal, dream, but he had to make presentations. Basically, he was in sales, and he was basically turned down or received 145 no's. 145 people that said no, thank you. Probably that's being very, very polite before he received his first sale. You heard the story about Thomas Edison, how he said 10,000 experiments, I believe, or 1,000 experiments, one of the two, and then he got his goal. How many times are you willing to be rejected before you get that result? I'm pretty sure if you're like myself, there's been so many things that I have followed through on, that I have achieved, and so many things that you have not. What was the determining factor? Was it the actual circumstance? Was it the actual vehicle that you were using to get to your desired goal? Or was it something else? I had this revelation this morning. I always have new morning revelations, which are spurred upon reading stories. That's one of the most powerful things that you could do, is reading stories, because it allows you to have more references in your brain. So, reading that story, it put a new reference in my brain. How many times are you willing to go through the fire? So, here's a somewhat of a quick tip for the day. That is, you have to understand why you're doing it in the first place. You know, in the world, I said this in a previous video, that we have so much information around us telling us how to do something and not telling you why you should do it. Simon Sinek has his book, Start With Why. It's one of the most important, if not the most important thing to do before you even start doing something. And being honest with yourself while you're doing it. I talked about the 4 M's of motivation that I basically got from another guy. There's different books on motivation, what inspires you to take action. Tony Robbins mentions this. What caused you to get, to take action. You have to see something, you have to feel something, you have to hear something. They call it visual, kinesthetic, auditory. Understanding why you're doing something. And it has to be something that you get emotional about, quote unquote. It has to be something that affects you internally. For some people, they just love the feeling of having a certain amount of money in the bank account. For some people, they love the thought of being able to serve and help so many people. For some people, maybe they just excited about having that new, BMW i8 in the driveway, crystal blue BMW i8 with the suicide doors. They just get really excited about that. For some, they love the idea of just being the best. But really understanding and grasping that, because that's the only thing that's going to propel you forward. It's the only thing, whether it's, fitness, finances, there has to be something greater. And you have to be honest. And it has to be your why, not somebody else's. And understanding personality types, especially when you're in sales, trying to sell somebody something and telling them how great an opportunity this is, but using the hook or the bait as far as what you think would be, why you would think would be great, could not be in alignment with that person's why. That's why there's dissension. So it's important to ask questions to understand why this person, what makes this person tick. And in order to know what makes that person tick, you have to know ourselves. Man, know thyself. What makes me tick? What makes you tick? That's vital. Absolutely vital. So all that to say, are you willing, or why are you willing to do something? If you don't know why, I've gone over this multiple times myself. If you don't know why you're doing something, you might as well just quit. Because you could be the best. One guy said this in an interview. He said, you could be the best presenter in the world. You're the best sales guy in the world. But if you don't know why you're doing, you're not going to do it. Period. You can know exactly the right formula to get the same result, the right results you want for your fitness, to get a six-pack, to bench press 400 pounds. You can have the exact formula. But if you don't know why you're doing it in the first place, you won't do it. And you know how you know you don't know your why? You could tell by your feet, by action. If you're not taking consistent daily action, then you haven't figured out your why yet. You have not figured out your why at all. But if you are, then you understand why you're doing it. You understand why. So all that is the book, like I said, Start With Why, Understanding Your Why, and that story really resonated with me this morning. Went to 145 people, they told him no. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do that? And he was, because he knew exactly why. Edison was, because he knew why. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people accomplished great things because they knew why they were doing it. And for some other people, look on the outside, they'd be like, oh, that's selfish. No, that's not. That's their own why. Everybody has their own thing. The wrong thing to do would be to judge those people. You know, maybe some people get more of an emotional connection out of doing something, you know, for their own personal why, not yours. So, it's my dog. Come here, Maxie. Come here. See my dog right here. Know why you're doing something. Have a great day. Till next time. Let's be great.